always being very intentional and very aware of if I'm allowing myself to get overwhelmed, and if I am, then pulling back and knowing that it's okay to change my mind, because I learned that through going through cancer. It's okay to say no. It's okay to change your mind. It's okay not to be busy all the time. It's actually okay to take that nap. It's okay to, it's okay. Whatever your decisions are for yourself that feel right for you, it's okay. Do that.
It's so amazing. It's like I'm hearing myself with everything that you're saying, because really, I've been through the journey twice, and in my second healing journey, that was the biggest takeaway for me, was the self-nurturing, the self-care, the love, it's okay to say no, refuse to get stressed, pull back, that is such a huge life lesson. And when you do that, as you mentioned, things get so clear and things just align. Now, I want to ask you, so you did traditional treatments, and yes. I admire women who do that. It's, what you're getting into. It's very, very challenging. There's going to be some serious physical reactions. So it takes a lot of courage, to make that decision. Now, you chose not to have, so you had a double mastectomy, and then yes. You chose not to have implants put yes. in. And after you went through all the problems with your, what are they
expanders,
called?
The drains, the
right? The infections, the, problems with your thin skin, then you made the decision that you were okay without them. So let's talk about that, because I encourage our women in our community, don't jump into the frying pan, into the fire after you've just gone through surgery, to start putting more things in your body that it's going to react to, and your body's already trying to heal, and it's just too much. So yeah. So let's talk about that. Why who needs breasts, right? Like you said.
Who needs them? Who needs them?
They serve their purpose, like you said, right?
I was 50 years old. My breasts had served their purpose. I'd never been connected to my breasts in such a way. I didn't have big breasts. I didn't have breasts that, stood out in any way. And so I thought to myself, why put myself through anything, to get that back when I'm only getting older? And I'm like, and honestly, it's so freeing, because I don't ever wear a bra now. If I do, to wear my prosthetics, mm-hmm. and it's like, oh, they're so heavy.
They get in the way.
They get in the way. But the decision I made was because it was a calculated decision. I thought about it, right? I didn't realize. And I think maybe one of the things that happens is that you're encouraged to do a double mastectomy, and that with reconstruction, because the idea being that you're going to want your breasts back, right? Which I get. I think that it'd be better if we had time mm-hmm. in between to think about,
totally,
do we really need that? And because I had that opportunity to have that time, because I had the infections and we had to let my body heal before they could put in the expanders again, I had that time to think about it. And, my doctor said, I'll give you a prescription for prosthetics. And I said, great. So I went in, and this woman is showing me these prosthetics. She's showing me these bras. And I said to her, I said, you need to tell me that I can have breasts on demand, like when I want to. And she said, sure. She said, you can do it. We can fix a lot of your clothes to fit your prosthetics. I said, so then why would I do surgery? And that was a question that I asked myself. I said, why would I do surgery if that was an option? Mm-hmm. And so, I thought about it. I talked to my husband about it. And then I decided, I don't need to do it. I'm just not going to do it. I didn't want to open myself up to more surgery, more opportunity for infection, just because every time, and it doesn't really matter what type of surgery you're having, but every time you go into a surgery, you're opening up your body to the possibility of infection or complication.
Yeah.
And it doesn't really matter what it is you're doing. So I said, no, I don't think I want to do it. And so I talked to my parents. My mom was like, oh, that's good. Good for you. And I was like, so now I've gotten so used to not having breasts and not wearing my prosthetics, because, who needs to do that when you're at a stay-at-home in a stay-at-home order and you're home most of the time.
Right.
The only drawback that I find, and which is not really a drawback, is that I've had to adjust the way that I look at the things that I want to buy to wear. Right? I have absolutely no cleavage, like none, because there's nothing there. So a V has to be a really specific type of V in order for me to wear it. I took some pictures with a dress that my sister gave me for my 52nd birthday last year. And it looks amazing. I don't think anybody has ever noticed that I have no breasts under that dress, but the V comes all the way down, probably almost to my navel. So it's really interesting, but it's, and looking for bathing suits, I have to consider that I can't do a cup. I have to do something that looks different. But these are small things to worry about. These are really small things when you're considering that you're protecting your health and you're protecting and I'm healthy. It's been, nothing's showing up. I don't feel anything. So, so far I'm healthy, and I'm like, you know what? I'd like to just keep it that way, rather than some stories I've heard where people have gone through surgery after 5 years, they're still doing surgeries because of, different things that they're trying to adjust, or they want to fit, or it's not working, or they're developing some other thing. And I'm like, no, it's okay.
It's not worth it.
We're moving on from.
Good for you. Good for you. So there's always a life before and after cancer, right? And cancer is a turning point for us all. And I tell the women in our community, it's not just about getting rid of that lump or bump, right? It's about transforming your life, because what has allowed the cancer to develop up to this point has, your lifestyle, everything that you've done has allowed cancer to develop and show up in your life. And so going forward, you have an amazing ability to be able to reverse all of those things and never fear cancer again and never allow it to show up again. So what was the difference between your life before and after cancer?
I think the most significant thing is, for me, is that before cancer, I was very go, go, go. Everything was, oh my gosh, I have to do this. I have to do this. I have to do this. Oh my gosh, I don't have enough time. After cancer, I am literally like, oh, that didn't get done. Tomorrow's another day.
Oh, good for you.
I can, it's really like night and day, and literally little things that might have made me feel annoyed before. Now I'm just like, well, it happens, it's okay. I've always been pretty even keel, but now I'm just kind of like, no, it's all right. Don't worry about it. No problem. Because I really feel that one of the things that I don't want to be part of my life is this overwhelming feeling of stress. You talked about the statistics at the